Hey guys, welcome to the video. We made it to Daytona Beach. I had to think a second. And my Hollywood Studios video got canceled and I didn't have the footage anymore. So that's not gonna be up. Oh well. And we're going to aquarium today, I guess. I don't know what kind of aquarium. So I'm about to eat there already. I just woke up and it's 1 something. I was exhausted. So I will be back when we get in the car when we're on our way. Now we're getting ready to go to the aquarium. And Rainforest, it's 12 minutes away. So that's what we're going to do. I don't think we'll be here for the show.
Yeah, what time is it?
2.
Past 2.
30. It's 2:30.
Exactly.
That's cool.
It's almost.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to go up close to the animal. Oh well, maybe. I touched the. I'm on video. But I can. The
Picture with a turtle.
turtle. What?
Fisherman's glass frog. We gotta find them. Don't go too close because some of the stumps stick out.
I won't. I don't see it.
Like a high slide.
I don't see anything. Are they even in here?
Hard to find. There's him.
There's
Isn't he cute?
like
He's
a
like a
lizard.
little neon guy.
What is it?
Lizard. It's a Nuit. Red-eyed tree frog.
That'd be difficult to find.
Can you find any of them? Ew.
I want to see. Ooh. That's so cool. That's cool.
Oh, look how he hides. Way back in the corner. See him?
No.
He's way back in the corner.
Oh, he's moving.
He blends in.
Yes, he does.
That's a big froggy. That was some of them.
Amazon milk frog.
That frog was very much like that. Oh, look, that's another frog. Yeah, that is another frog. I thought it was another speck of moss. I think that's on the back wall.
You find it?
No.
Oh no, no, on the far back I see him. I see him. He's small.
Oh, I can't see him.
Yeah, you can't see him.
Okay. See where that is?
Oh, look at that bullfrog.
They're all
See
hiding.
that fat thing? Look at
Yeah.
him. Oh. He's ridiculous.
It's an African bullfrog.
Oh, he's huge. I'd be so scared of that.
Mom,
Never mind.
Amanda,
Amanda, what?
this is called a bird poop frog.
A bird? What?
Bird poop frog.
Okay. Well, I don't see it.
He's up there. He looks just like dirt.
I don't see it.
Well, maybe I don't either. Frogs are kind of weird.
That just like disappears.
Black-legged poison dart.
I'm going over with Dad.
That's the stuff that's hard to find.
What?
He's right there on that branch.
I see that. What is it?
That is a chameleon.
Oh, those are cool. They're supposed to blend in like that. Holy cow. That's huge.
Oh, you're coming here? Yeah, okay. Hey, look, can I call you?
What is this?
There's a lizard. See him over there?
Yeah, I see him. It's in the corner there.
Oh, I see him.
He's right in that corner.
They look like dinosaurs.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
What?
There's a red frog over there. So there's supposed to be a giant green gecko, but I can't seem to find them.
She is? Well, that's cool.
I can't see him move, Dad.
You see a giant green gecko?
No.
In there.
What time is
In the
it?
area. I don't know. 3 o'clock.
Because at 4 o'clock, the last up and close with the 3 o'clock is up close with.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4 o'clock, yeah.
Amazing.
We probably won't be here though.
Look at there, they are. They're both up there against the wall.
I see him.
They're ugly.
They're ugly. Not seeing anything. We have to wait for Mom.
Right there, see him? Shell.
Ooh, look at Dad. An alligator turtle. Snapping turtle. Hey, you're in the way of me.
Those are what we saw in the swamp. Those are what we saw in the swamp. I mean, there's a bank there by Toy Street.
We just go to a different country now. Southeastern United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
Oh my,
It's got boogers coming out of his nose. He needs to wipe.
oh my gosh.
But that's what we saw.
Yeah.
They look just like that. Right there.
What?
Hey, he's taking his tongue out. Well, that's just the way he looks.
What?
He's
Yeah,
too
look,
ugly
there's
to...
a lizard.
Ow!
There's a lizard. Well, we all want to look. There's a lizard somewhere. And then he's like, oh.
Right in front of his face.
I don't like taking pictures of other stuff. Like a gator.
I don't know.
See
Well,
it? No, it's not.
Oh, I can't even read.
Penguin.
The lizard,
Interesting
looks like
fact.
an
They're
alligator.
second smallest species of alligator family.
Yeah.
Well, this guy.
You need it. 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah, look at him.
Baby, that guy.
Put lava there.
And I don't see him, so I'm going to get eaten, didn't I? Find him? He's got to be huge. He's got a big tongue. He must be in a pretty right too.
Maybe some of them died.
No, this has only been open for 2 months.
Where? Where?
There's some other cage.
Look, right up there.
I can't.
How'd you run into a wall? Look at you.
I can't see anything.
Come over my way.
Wow. The waterfall.
I can't see.
Come over my way. Now turn. He's climbing the river rocks.
Still can't see it.
He's way up top, climbing the river rocks.
I still don't see
Well,
it.
then you're fucking behind and not looking in the right spot because everyone can see him.
I can't.
He's right there.
Oh, he's right there.
He's spotted.
I see
He's
it.
spotted, and then he has a striped tail.
I see it now. It's.
Yeah, look at the alligator. I feel bad for him. Down there. Take him from his family. That's where we go.
Aw, poor young April.
There's it.
Look at that big old catfish. There's one of those suckers. Fly River. Back into the spot.
I won't.
My hair shot with catfish.
Where's he taking us?
Just over $1.
I want to see.
She would like to see, so we should probably walk in front of her.
I see everything.
Here's some of the saltwater fish. Beautiful. Oh. Ooh, so
Seriously, Dad just stands in front of me and I can't even see anything.
I love the angel fish. Look at that one.
I don't know what an angelfish is.
Those ones. I'm surprised he's not with his pack. He usually stay in the pack. Oh, this is a puffer. But he's not puffed.
When he gets mad. Don't do that, Mom. Mom. A bunch of like goldfish kind of thing. Moon jellyfish. Those are so cool. Nemo. You're still at them. Oh, that's so crazy.
That's so ugly.
Give him a kiss.
He's a carnivore too.
What's the kind
He's in the
of
western Atlantic
He's trying
Ocean
to eat him.
in the Gulf of Mexico.
We're playing.
These guys are in the Gulf of Mexico. They're carnivores. They'll eat you up.
Will he eat you up?
Yeah,
Carnivore.
carnivore. For a meat eater, Dad. I'm sorry. I was looking at these.
See the big guy?
No.
In there. He's in this pipe. See him? He disappeared. Look.
Mom, come on, come on.
He's going in after that guy. I gotta watch this guy for a second. Look at this one. Where did he go? He went in there. I think he's stuck.
Okay. Weird.
I told you, everything in the ocean's here today.
And this all we see? Okay. Mom.
They put that on there. It's on the rubber band. See it? It looks like a dog bone. Oh, look at that big one. Oh, we got hurt. Or maybe it's supposed to look like that.
What?
Looks like his back's half cut off.
No, I don't think that it is.
Manny call you yet,
No. I don't want to look.
Yes, you want to look. Why do you say you don't want to look?
There's a starfish over here.
Yeah, it's... Don't hurt. What is that?
It's a green brittle star. Green brittle star, pencil urchin. This little guy here is a chocolate chip star. There's another one.
Oh,
Skunk cleaner shrimp.
sometimes I don't even see them until you point them out.
That one's a peppermint shrimp inside of there. And the shrimp, if you hold your hand real still, they'll usually come over, give you a little tap tap, and then they'll come give you a kiss.
No thanks.
What about the starfish? Did they kiss you?
No.
It just lays there.
This one tried to kiss you on the finger if you missed it.
Sometimes he'll move around, but for the most part, he just lays there.
Can you see the thing?
Yeah,
Huh?
kinda, yeah.
Cool, huh?
Yeah.
Watch out. Watch out, Kirk. See him?
I don't like this girl in her fish tank.
Ew, look up, look up, look up, look up. Ew.
Can you put me down? I'm getting bored.
It's in the base.
Shut up.
It's in the base.
Too
I'm
funny.
not gonna see it.
I don't know what Dad's taking us to.
Now you gotta put your wheelchair up.
No, I can see.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I can see perfectly fine. And I'm not touching them.
He's flying.
I don't know if I'm... These... No!
First time.
I just tried to touch a stingray. It was so creepy. I freaked out about 3 times. My dad is doing something.
Wash your hands.
I put hand sanitizer on. And I can't reach that anyway.
That is the end of it. Yeah.
We can go now.
Yeah. I told you only had 3.7. Look at this one.
Now we're going back to the hotel. And I'm taking a nap.
I'm walking around.
Well, because she has more than 4 legs. If that makes anybody feel uncomfortable, this is just a heads up right now for you. So her name is Pink. Just like the pop star, we all know Pink the pop star. This is Pink the pop star here at the aquarium. Hi, sweetie. Oh, that's Pink. Pink is a pink-toed tarantula. She comes from northern South America, the northern part of the rainforest, Brazil, Venezuela, Argentina, into Central America as well as Costa Rica. She is an arboreal species, so right now I'm a little tree trunk for her, on a little tree branch. So they're really going to be down on the ground. They're usually always going to be up in the canopy in the tree line, spinning their webs and waiting for any little unsuspecting victims to come by. So she can run a little quick. We saw her get a little bit quick when I first took her out. She can run about 2 or 3 miles an hour. This is usually full speed. As long as I stay nice and calm, she stays nice and calm. Animals always read off of how your vibes are. So she is pretty athletic too. She can easily clear this table and jump over it. She can jump about 2 or 3 feet, which helps her go tree line to tree line when she's traveling up in the canopy. So I'll be calling her a girl because she's a female. Ladies, you guys are the alphas. So the males take a back seat to you guys in the tarantula world. So you guys will always be larger than the males. Right now, she's probably almost full grown. She's only about 2 or 3 years old. She has a little while to go still, so she'll get about 5.5 to 6 inches full grown. Males are only going to get about 2 or 3 inches. She's also going to outlive her male counterpart by a long shot. So females can live 10 to 12 years in captivity. So she still has almost a decade left of us. Males, if we do not mate, we're only getting about 2 or 3 years. If we do mate, it's going to be even half of that because we're going to be a nice, tasty snack for our wives right after we mate. The females will consume the males right after mating. So like I said, ladies, you guys are the dominants. You guys are the alphas in the tarantula world. She's also a very good mother. So when she has her young, she'll have 50 to 200 little spiderling eggs, and she'll wrap them up into a web ball, kind of like Spider-Man, and she'll sit on top of it and protect them for the whole incubation period. She's a very good mother. When they hatch, I love tarantulas, but even I can admit, it's kind of like the 90s arachnophobia horror movie. It is pretty creepy. There's going to be about half-inch little spiderlings running around everywhere, 50 to 200 of them, so it is pretty creepy. They're going to molt multiple times in that first year. Does anyone know what molting is? What's molting?
You know when you have your skin for a year and it starts peeling off? It's like that. Peeling your dead skin off.
Yep, just like shedding with reptiles, but instead with these guys, they're going to molt their exoskeleton. So it'll look like a whole separate spider right next to them. It'll almost look like they're a dead spider, but it's just their old exoskeleton. Crabs, lobsters, scorpions, they all molt. So they're going through multiple molts in the first year just because they're growing. Just like we have any kind of young kids, they're going to grow a whole lot more when they're younger. So they're going to go multiple molts. She'll still molt at this age. When she gets older, but it's going to be a little bit less frequently. So she does have her fangs and she has her venom. People always ask me, like, she's defanged, right? No, you don't defang tarantulas. They still have everything. They still have their venom, they still have their fangs. But she's a very mild-mannered species. They're all known to be very friendly and very docile. Very popular pet in the pet industry. You go to any kind of pet store that has reptiles and spiders, or tarantulas, or scorpions, they usually have pink-toed tarantulas. She gets her name because she has little pink ends to her toes, so it kind of looks like pink nail polish. People can get them. You can get them all now. Yes, they can. Very nice and calm. Don't worry, it's nice and locked, and she can't get out whatsoever. But that's where she gets her name from. It kind of looks like little nail polish on the ends of her legs, so pink-toed tarantula. But like I said, she is not going to envenomate me unless she absolutely feels the need to. I am not a prey source. I'm obviously way too large for her to eat. They only want to use their venom on their prey items. Same as our snakes here in Florida. When I did wildlife reviews, I don't know how many times customers would tell me, yeah, I had a water box in there and chased me because it wanted to kill me. No, it didn't. Absolutely not. No venomous snakes are going to chase you down just because they're evil and they want to bite you. You're not a food source for them. They want to use their venom on their prey items. They have to replenish it. It takes them a little bit. It's inconvenient. So they're always going to try and run away first. Rattlesnakes will give you the warning. Cottonmouths will give you the warning, open their mouth. Unless they see you as a complete threat, then they're not going to chase you down. They're not going to try and bite you or envenomate you. Her first defense mechanism is she's going to flick all the long hairs on her legs and her abdomen, and she's going to flick them all over you. So say you're a predator and you put your face in her face, she's going to flick all those hairs in your face, and it's going to be very irritating and itchy. The best way I can describe it is it feels like insulation fiberglass up in your attic, just like when I was doing wildlife removal. So it's going to be very, very itchy, very irritating. Her second defense mechanism is she is going to she's going to turn to Spider-Man. She's going to spin webs all over your hand, or she's going to shoot little web balls at you. That way, again, if you're our predator and you stuck your face in her face, it's not going to be the most convenient prey item. You're going to have all that gooey, sticky web all over you. You got to get all of that off, so it's not going to be the easiest prey source or prey item. So she's going to eat small little prey items, so small invertebrates. Here she only gets a cricket a week and she's perfectly fine. She doesn't need to eat too often. So small crickets, small worms, moths, butterflies. Once she's full grown, she can take down small tree frogs and even small little rodents as well. So they can take down a little bit larger prey items as well. Does anyone have any questions on Pink? Yes, sir. What's her birthday? I am not 100% sure. She was actually one of my friend's spiders. She went to the military, and she decided to donate her to us because she couldn't bring her. But she's had her for about 2 years now. Anybody else? Not usually too many questions with Pink. Alright, we'll move on to our next species for you guys. Thank you, sweetie. So our next species is a reptile. And he has 4 legs. So not 8 legs when we're getting to the reptiles now. Another South American species. He can move a little quickly if he wants to, but he usually has to see some food item that he's really interested in to make him go. His name is Shell Shock. This is Shell Shock. So, my favorite question to start off talking about Shell Shock here is, does anyone think he is a turtle or a tortoise? What do you think?
Tortoise.
Good job. So he's a tortoise. Specifically, he's a redfoot tortoise. He gets his name from those bright red legs that he has. Pretty easy to tell where they get their name from. He has a cousin called the yellowfoot tortoise, also from South America, but she has bright yellow legs instead of red legs. So pretty easy to tell where they come from, where they get their names from. So these guys are terrestrial species, not an aquatic species like turtles are. Obviously, he has more elephant-like feet. He does not have toes. He has feet that go straight to his claws. That's not going to be very aerodynamic in the water. This huge carapace, which is a shell, it's kind of loaf-like. Again, not going to be very aerodynamic in the water. It's not nice and slender like the turtles are. He doesn't have those webbed feet. So, if you put him in water over his head, sadly, he's going to drown. He cannot swim. He'll sink right to the bottom like a brick. So, rule of thumb is if you're ever helping these guys across the road, or a turtle, or anything like that, always take them to the same side of the road as they're already going. If you take them to the side they just came from, they are stubborn. They are just going to put themselves back in the road all over again, and it would have been a wasted effort. If it is a tortoise, especially a gopher tortoise that is endangered and federally protected, please don't put them in the water. I've had people say, oh, I saw one of those and I helped them out and I put them in the pond by my house. They permanently hurt the tortoise. They cannot swim and they're federally protected. So please, just put them in the woods across the street, same side they're going, they'll be perfectly happy. If it is a turtle, feel free to put it in the water. You will make a new best friend. They will absolutely love you. So these guys, their shell is part of their body. A lot of people have asked me, like, oh, does he just find another shell when he gets bigger? Now, he's not a hermit crab, so his shell is with him for life. So as I'm carrying him around, he can feel this. He can feel me just slightly petting over his shell. So if you ever see anyone being real rough with him and knocking on him or anything, that does not feel good for him. The one that really eats at me as a local is when I especially growing up here at the beach and seeing all the sea turtles all the time, is when people say, what a cool profile picture. Let me go sit on that huge sea turtle over there. All you're doing is crushing that turtle from the inside with your body weight, and you can't actually kill him. So it is very, very painful for him. This is always going to be the most comfortable way for the tortoise or turtle to get carried across the street if you're ever helping them, okay? So, these guys, like I said, basically the easiest way to remember is all tortoises are turtles, and not all turtles are tortoises. So your thumb is a finger, but not all of your fingers are thumbs. So that's pretty much the easiest way to describe with these guys. So these guys are going to be terrestrial. They got those long, strong legs and those long, strong claws. They're going to dig deep burrows down in the ground, just like the gopher tortoises. And what they'll do is they'll regulate their temperature down there. If it gets a little too hot, they'll go down there and they'll cool themselves off in the burrow. If there's any predators or there's bad weather out, that's a great shelter for them as well. They also go into brumation. Does anyone know what brumation is? So it is kind of what it sounds like. It is hibernation, but for reptiles instead. So he'll get a nice hefty meal in him. Before the cooler months, he'll go down in that burrow. He'll act very lethargic, very slow, almost like he's dead. That's going to be him going into brumation. And he's going to put all of his energy into his food reserves. Then when it comes out during the springtime, he's going to look for a little girlfriend. So these guys are sexually dimorphic. You can tell male from female by looking at them. But you have to look at their plastrum or their underbelly. This is a male. All males have a concave underbelly. Same with our gopher tortoises here in Florida. All females will have a nice, flat, smooth underbelly. It will not be kind of cereal bowl shaped like this guy's is. So, can anyone tell me why? So basically, the nicest way for the littlers is when he finds a cute little girlfriend and they want to snuggle up together, they will fit together like a puzzle piece, perfectly intact. So all male tortoises will have this concave underbelly, just like that. So they can't tell male from female by just looking at a tortoise. They have to see the underbelly. So how do they know if it's a boy or a girl that they're walking up on? Is he'll put his head up in the air and he'll start jamming out to some rock and roll music. And he'll start bobbing his head all crazy like up and down. All that's going to tell him is if the other tortoise also bobs their head up and down, that it's a male. If they don't bob their head back at him, it's a female. They do compete for their girlfriends, but it is not like alligators. It is not to the death. It is not going to be bloody and all brutal. These guys, we've all been in the county fair. We've all done bumper cars. These guys are going to play some real hardcore, serious bumper cars. So they are going to ram and ram each other over and over again. And it goes, whoever stays up the longest wins the girl. Whoever gets flipped over first loses. The worst case that happens is a bunch of flipped over tortoises everywhere. I promise you they can flip themselves back over. They get flipped over on a daily basis just by walking around the environment. If they could not flip themselves back over, then we would just have, say here in Florida, we would have deceased gopher tortoises all over the place on their backs. So they can flip themselves back over. This guy's an omnivore, so everyone always thinks, oh, they're just going to eat greens. He's actually going to eat insects and protein as well. He definitely loves his greens here. This will distract you for a second. Look, here's a snack for you. You love your romaine. So, today he's going to eat a lot of greens, yes, so collard greens, mustard greens, romaine lettuce. We also give him fruits and veggies here. In the wild, to eat any kind of vegetation, fallen fruits, fallen vegetables, flowers, anything like that. But they'll also eat small insects, crickets, worms, stuff like that. Here, we kind of dust and sprinkle on top of his salad. We give him some dried crickets. It's kind of like a seasoning for him. So these guys actually have a beak in the front to slice the rill of that, and then they have grooves in their mouth. They don't actually have teeth, and that helps break up the vegetation. The beak also helps slice through any kind of vegetation, hard fruits or vegetables. Just like Tank, the big snapping turtle out there. The only difference is he's not going to take a finger off if he takes a little nibble out of it, like Tank will. So their main concern in the wild, the biggest threat to them, one, with the redfoots down in South America and the yellowfoots, is they're one of the larger tortoise species, and they're pretty slow. So they are hunted as a food source by the natives down there. They're pretty meaty, full of protein, and they're pretty slow, easy to catch. Their other big one is the pet trade. So they are very popular in the pet industry. You'll see them at any kind of reptile pet stores or anything like that. They get about 18 inches and about 20 pounds, so not too big, but they can live 50 to 75 years in captivity. So if you get one, depending on your age, you could have it in your will for your children. So you just got to be ready for the long term. Plus that is there is a whole lot more captive breeding programs now where they're not taken out of the wild nearly as often as they were a couple years ago. Their main threat is the same as Florida: deforestation and development. So these guys are losing all their habitats out in the rainforest, they're getting displaced. Same thing with our gopher tortoises here. They both got to deal with the same thing. Both species are keystone species. They're not the only animal that uses those burrows. So when you affect them, you're affecting the whole ecosystem. So say here in Florida, we have the gopher tortoise. Over 400 other species that are native to Florida also use the gopher tortoise burrows for shelter, to have their young go into hibernation. I've seen bobcats have their cubs down there, coyotes, alligators, all kinds of different species. So what happens is, especially with the gopher tortoises that are federally protected, there is still always going to be a political and financial agenda that takes precedence over the wildlife, no matter what. That is just a sad reality of the world we live in. So, even though they're protected, there are still permits given out to developers to develop on their land. They will go, they just look at a flashlight and look real quick, oh, it's empty, we're good to go. You cannot tell if there is anything in that burrow just by looking with a flashlight. It is too far down. Like I said, it goes 6 feet to even sometimes 10 feet down on the ground. You have to feed a camera down there, and if that takes too much time and too much money. So they'll just check, say, oh, we're good to go. What happens is if that tortoise is down there in that burrow, or any other species for that matter, they're now going to get entombed. They're going to fill in that burrow. The tortoises are very good at digging. They're going to try to dig themselves out. But now, once the concrete foundation gets laid down, there's no way for them to escape. They don't know that. They're still going to scrape away and scrape away. Tortoises, for example, can live in these burrows 6 months to a year before eventually they'll run out of food reserves and their body will eat away at them and they will slowly die. It is a very painful and a very sad and lonely death, and it happens on a daily basis here in Florida, just with all of the people that we have moving to Florida and all the development that is affecting the tortoises as well as our native species. I don't know how many times I visit this time of year, usually springtime, and then if there any kind of woods were taken down, whatever neighborhood was closest was calling my company. Now I got this raccoon with babies in my attic, or I have bats in my attic, or whatever the situation may be. Those animals have to go somewhere. No matter what, it is going to go into your property. They do not have a choice. They were here first, but with the amount of people moving into the state, they have to go somewhere as well. So it's all a matter of coexisting with these guys. Does anyone have any questions on shell shock? Alright, so I'm going to move on to our last species for you guys, who is the one you guys can come up and meet and greet with at the end if you guys like. Thank you, buddy. There you go, boy, as usual. So our last species is also from South America, but the difference is, unlike the other species, he finds it so nice here, like other people, he wanted to move here permanently as well. So this is the third most invasive species in Florida behind the green iguanas and the Burmese pythons. They are here, but they are not supposed to be here. They are supposed to be in South America. This guy is also an Avenger, so when he's not teaming up with Captain America and Iron Man, he comes here and he hangs out with us at the aquarium. His name is Hulk. Does anyone know what Hulk is besides a big lizard? What do you think? He is a superhero for us. Out of all of our animals, he is. He's Hulk Smash. So he is a Argentine black and white tegu lizard. They're very, very popular in the pet industry. They still are to this day. That is also why they're invasive in Florida. So FWC, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, just changed the law a year ago. You cannot have these guys as pets anymore. You will never find them in a pet store anymore, but you used to be able to find them all the time. You'll never find these guys, great iguanas, anything like that. Because people thought, what a cool animal. They usually sell them in 6 inches, little juveniles, $100. What a cool lizard, I can afford that. They didn't realize the amount of time and patience and how long they're going to have this lizard for. So he's only about 8 years old right now. He's almost full grown. They will do most of their growing in the very first year of life. So come year one, at the end of year one, he's going to be almost full grown. That is like a small, medium-sized dog in your house walking around. But he can live 20 to 25 years in captivity. So you still have this large lizard for another 20 to 24 years. So people did not do all the research on them, and they did not figure out, all right, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience. You have to work with them when they're young. They're spazzy, they're quick, they're all over the place, they're rambunctious when they are young. That is really when the training comes into play. If you give them the time and the patience and you socialize with them, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have a best friend who's bonded to you as an adult. But if you get, say, bored with them, or, oh, this is way too much work, I don't have time for it, I can still leave him in the cage. He'll be a cool looking animal when my friends come over, and you just feed him in the cage and never socialize with him, you are training the animal to become aggressive. Every time you open the enclosure to take them out or anything like that, show your friend, they're assuming they're getting food if they've been fed in their enclosure. Same goes with snakes. You're making them cage aggressive. So sometimes people want to work out, they just leave them in the cage. Now they have a very aggressive animal that's large on their hand. Maybe they have small kids, maybe they have furry animals at home. He has the same kind of tongue as a snake does. He smells just like a snake. He has a very long forked tongue. So if you just went to go pet your dog or cat, and you went to go, let me take my tegu or my snake out, if you didn't wash your hands, that scent is lingering. Your hand still looks like a food source, still gives off heat, and now that scent's there as well, that is every reason for that animal to think it's getting fed. And when you don't have food, guess who's the food? You're the food. So your hand, your finger, anything like that. They're also very intelligent. They can find escape routes on their own. If a small kid left the door open or anything like that, they will find that exit. They can climb all right, about 2 or 3 feet, so they can make it over a chain link fence, kind of like an alligator. But as big as he is, he's a pretty thick boy, he's not going to be very agile in the trees like our iguanas or our Noah lizards or anything like that. But he's very good at digging, burrowing, just like the tortoises. So he can go right underneath the fence line and then he's gone. So for whatever reason, these guys have now made it out into the Everglades, whether it was them finding their way out, someone dumped them out there, or if a hurricane knocked down a facility, anything like that. So these are spread all over South Florida now. I've been hearing stories of people seeing them in their suburban neighborhoods. If you live anywhere near the Everglades, Miami-Dade borderline, you will eventually come upon these guys at some point in time in your life living there. I read a story about a guy that owns a chicken farm and was wondering where all of his chicken eggs were going. Then he saw this guy walking down his driveway a couple of days later, had no idea what it was, and figured out that's what's been eating all my eggs. So they are omnivores. He has molars just like we have in the back of his mouth. The front of his mouth is the business end. That is a bunch of razor-sharp, fish hook-type teeth. Once he grabs and latches onto something, he's not going to let go until he swallows it. So say he grabs your hand or something like that. Now they're aggressive. You cannot try to get your hand out. If you try to force your body part out of their mouth and they don't want to let go yet, all you're going to do is rip their teeth out of their mouth, and now they're stuck in your hand, and you have to take tweezers and take them out individually. It is very painful and very tedious, and it is not fun for you or the animal. You have to let them let go first. He also has one of the strongest bite forces on the planet for lizards. It is 200 pounds per square inch. He can break a hand. So they can be very, very dangerous. Because he loves all kinds of different food items, he has the appetite basically of a goat. He's not good for our native species here in Florida. He'll eat our own vegetation that we have here. He'll eat our mammals that are native here, small reptiles. He can eat other tegus. He loves eggs. So here we give him a lot of boiled eggs. He absolutely loves it. You get a bunch of leftover Easter eggs. Was all about it. But down south in the wild, in the Everglades, we have alligators. We have American crocodiles. There is an American crocodile in South Florida that exists. It is native to Florida. It is much larger than the alligators, but a very small population. We also have sea turtles, freshwater turtles, birds, other tegus. All of these kind of eggs are still on the menu. So he will wait for mama alligator to leave, mama crocodile to leave, and he will come in and clear a nest out all by himself. He does not chew. Those eggs go straight down his gullet. He can clear it out pretty quickly if he has a good hefty appetite. So they're not very good for our own species that we have here, as well as their young and their eggs. He's very adaptable to Florida. So one, the sun here, the heat, the temperature is perfect for him. Almost same as South America. He's a very adept swimmer. He can swim 17 miles an hour, and he can stay submerged for about half an hour. So that's a pretty long time. We have all these waterways in Florida. These guys are perfect to be elusive in those waterways. He's going to use that big tail that he has as a propeller, just like Godzilla. He's going to go through the water just like Godzilla would. He also uses it as a defense mechanism, just like an alligator. He can give you a nice slap with it. He can regenerate if it gets ripped off. So say a larger predator was like, oh, let me grab you, and it ripped it off the tail. He can regenerate it, but it's going to take a couple months. He's going to be very lethargic and slow. He's going to put all of his energy into regrowing that tail. It'll be all cartilage from there. He cannot regrow the bone or the muscle. So it might be a little bit of curvature in it, and it won't be as bright of a color. They will not drop their tails. So they're not geckos or no lizards or anything. It's not going to be a defense mechanism where he drops a tail and then takes off running and then it's just squirming around. So he can't drop it, but he can regenerate it if need be. He can run up to 15 miles an hour. Will he? Next. That's full speed. He's not going to be booking it anytime soon. He's a pretty lazy guy. But in the wild, if they see a big predator, or say we walked up on one and we're like, oh, hey, I want to pet you, they're going to try and run away first. They can run pretty quickly. If you don't let them run away, though, that's fight or flight. If they feel cornered and they have no escape, they're going to try and bite you. You never want to trap an animal. Always want to let them have an escape route. Give them a nice, respectable distance. So he actually can run bipedally. Does anyone know what that means?
No.
What do you think, bud? So he can run on his back 2 legs only for about 10 feet or so. So if a big predator walked up on him, he can pop himself upright on his back 2 legs and run for about 5 or 10 feet, even at this size. That's why he has those nice long toes. That helps him keep balance. So that would be pretty intimidating for anyone. Even if I saw that in the Everglades, I'd be going the opposite direction. That's kind of like a Jurassic Park dinosaur coming at you. So they can move pretty quickly if they want to. He's going to be, like I said, a terrestrial species. Deep burrows down on the ground. He's going to use it to shelter, regulate his temperature. If it's too hot outside, he's soaked up too much sunlight into his scales, he'll go down there to cool off. He also goes into brumation just like tortoises. So he'll get a nice hefty meal in him, go down to his burrow for those couple months, take a nice long nap, and they'll come out during the springtime. And just like everything else, springtime is mating season for everything. Here in Florida, you see alligators walking pond to pond in all these neighborhoods. They are not looking for the most delicious chihuahua to eat. They are looking for a mate. So springtime is when everything's going to be most active because they're looking for a female or a male. So this guy, everyone always asks me, why is his cheek so chubby? So there is not eggs in there. He's not saving food for later, because if there's food, he's just going to eat it right then and there. He's not saving it for later. So those big old jaws, those extra chunky cheeks, that is just a male characteristic. All male tegus will have large jaws like this. Females will not. They have a big head for a lizard, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be much more slender. It won't be all this extra meat. So all he's going to do is when he sees a female tegu out in the wild, he's going to put his head up. He's going to do his rock and roll jamming and bobbing his head up and down, and then he's going to show those cheeks off. What he's going to tell the girls are, I'm the fattest boy on the swamp, I'm the thickest boy out here, come look at me. No female tegu is going to be looking for the smallest male and the best shape, that's the most slender or anything like that. They don't want that six-pack. They want a gut. They want the biggest boy they can find. So the female tegu, the bigger the male tegu, the stronger the male tegu, the better for breeding. So they're always going to look for the biggest guy. These guys will compete for females, but that's not as nice as the tortoises are. They will grab a hold of each other, and they will death roll, just like an alligator. So they will beat each other up pretty hard. They can't take each other's limbs off. It's not as pleasant. Basically, whoever lasts the longest is going to win that female at the time. They will have 25 to 35 eggs at one time, and they can reproduce a couple times a year. So, just like the Burmese pythons, it's going to be almost nearly impossible to get these guys' numbers down to 0, let alone controlled. Does anyone have any questions on that? Yes, sir. Oh yeah, this guy you could definitely come up and pet. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Not the tarantula, only because she's very delicate, and technically she has her venom. But say she fell from a really high distance onto a hard surface, she can actually shatter her body like a piece of glass. They're very, very fragile. Anybody else have a question? Yes, sir, in the back. You forgot? That's okay. Oh, I'm going to have everyone line up in 1 second if you guys can. Anybody else have any questions? All right, well, I really appreciate your guys' time this afternoon with us. If anyone really enjoyed the show, they gave us some review cards to give out. I'm just going to be putting up here on the front. Feel free to take one. We definitely appreciate it. We're just starting off here. And if anyone wants to come up and meet my buddy here, you guys are more than welcome to. I just ask that we pet behind the head down the back. Just like we wanted to get poked in the face, he's not going to want to get poked in the face either. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys' time this afternoon. Thank you. No, thanks. I never get
We got back from the aquarium about 2 hours ago, and I just decided to pick up the camera because I forgot. Now I am sitting out on this little deck thing while my parents go in the ocean because I can't go in the ocean. Then we're going to get some dinner and probably going to bed. I don't know. We're in the ocean now. I can see my dad, but I can't see my mom. The aquarium was okay. It wasn't finished being filled. I hope you guys can hear me because it's kind of windy. And I'm getting so burnt. My hair is just a fuzzy mess. So it's kind of boring for me at beaches. My parents are right there. Well, my mom is. I don't know where my dad is. He's further out there. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, sorry, my hair got in the way. I don't know where my mom went. Oh, she's... good photographer and video person. The sun is off a little bit. I don't know where my dad went. Oh, there Dad is. I think that's bad. Like something's going on the beach. So you around Daytona. It's kind of crappy, but I'm just showing you around like the palm trees and stuff.
Pine trees.
Palm!
What is the pine trees?
Oh, maybe I did.
Beautiful.
The beach is gorgeous.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Hillside Avenue.
Oh, so you
I don't know about the town itself. Isn't that great?
what I got? Sorry, the chicken tenders. My mom got wings and my dad got a burger. That looks nasty. And fries.
Why does the burger look nasty?
What?
So, we just left the restaurant. My parents are smoking now, and there's a monkey at the restaurant with on a lady's bag. My mom distracted me because he was pulling down my shirt. There was a monkey on a lady's bag, and how many times am I gonna say that? And then I guess we're gonna go home and swim,
Huh?
Swim in the pool?
go home and go to bed. I don't know what we're doing when we get back.
Swim in the pool.
Alright.
You want to bring alcohol and swim in the pool? You had one and now we're out.
No.